This is what. This is how. This is how. You know, establishment keeps control. 5 ways. Control the media. Control the money. Control the military. Have controlled opposition. Make it seem like there's opposition. No, there isn't. And then another way is they'll frame the majority group in power as victims, and then when the time when their time is right, they go doing the oppressor shit. Those are the 5 ways they do that. You know, the media, they control the minds of the masses. You know, that's what Western media does. They try to control the minds of the masses to fit their agenda. Second, when they control the money, you see, when they control the money, you have so much fucking power with money. See, money, that's where it's all at. Because with the money, number 2 is actually the most important of them all. Because you can't get number 1. You can't get number 3. And indirectly, you can't get number 4 or 5. Without number 2 controlling the money. You know, that's why establishment has been in power for so long. Like white people have so much power in the world is because of fucking money. Because a number 3 and 2, they are able to attain that. When they loot all people's lands, they get number 2. They have number, which feels for number 3, 3 feels for number 2, and they keep on looting, and then looting other people's lands, however they want to do it, and then take their resources. They did this shit with the Democratic Republic of China. This is how they started that war. But they went behind the scenes with that war, so it made it look like they weren't involved. That's why they made number 2 try to frame the war that way. So the war in the 90s over there. So that's how they try to frame this as, that they are so manipulative. See, it all started with the gun, okay? That's why a lot of these white people like guns so fucking much. Because, what the gun? Where would white people be? Who are white people without the goddamn gun? A bunch of primitive ass farmers stuck in the feudal age. That's what white people pretty much be without the gun. Because they ain't jack shit on natural resources of any worthwhile in Europe besides water and farmland. Other than that, they ain't jack shit for resources over in Europe. Trust me. Especially like the western part. You know what I'm saying? Like, is so manipulative. It's actually, it's so evil, like how it's so ridiculous how they frame themselves as the heroes. White people have always tried to frame themselves as the heroes. But sometimes they'll frame themselves as a villain just so they can say they're unbiased when they're not. But you really look at history, that man, white people kind of are like a fucking like a Emperor Palpatine like villain kind of. Well, not like an Emperor Palpatine like villain, because Emperor Palpatine acknowledges he's evil. He says he's evil, but the West doesn't say that yet. That's actually even more dangerous shit. Because he doesn't even say he's fucking evil. He pretends he's a good guy, but yet does evil shit. You know what I'm saying? So they control the media, the money, and that's why they have these powerful militaries. But they use yet less than number 3, at least the direct number 3. Instead, they'll fund somebody, and then they'll have them do the dirty work for them. That's what they're doing. They've been doing the last 60 years with that shit. Because nowadays they're not. They haven't been sending those little white bastards out there to do their dirty work. Their dirty work. You know what I'm saying? So they know. So that's why they control the conservative movement. The conservative movement is the goddamn status quo. It's the status quo fucking period. There is no. They try to frame their movement as anti-establishment. They are the goddamn establishment. Period. And simple. End of fucking story. And a lot of the liberal movements are fucking part of the status fucking quo as well. But the West, yeah, conservative movements in the West are the status quo. They are maintaining that. So Alex Jones and all these other motherfuckers, they'll try and be like being like a conservative and saying you're anti-establishment. No, you're fucking not. Besides, Alex Jones is a fucking fraud. You see, whoever challenges the money in the West, whoever challenges money, whoever challenges the status quo, who actually challenges it, not just fake challenges it, like controlled opposition, but like actually challenges it. Like Martin Luther King, he actually challenged the status quo. He actually challenged the money. He challenged the racist power structure. They saw him so dangerous. To them, he was very dangerous because he can unite. He can get some white people onto his side, you know what I'm saying? And, he sure as hell can get a lot of black people on his side. Have to get some other people on his side too. You know what I'm saying? And plus, he was such a passionate heart man that, yes, he was dangerous in their eyes. Malcolm X was fucking dangerous in their eyes. He was dangerous as fuck in their eyes. Because he was, see, the number one person that they fucking hate. They see, the West doesn't give a fuck about criminals, okay? They don't, like the guy who murders 2 people or whatever, they don't give a fuck about that. Okay? They just pretend to punish that person. Well, they do punish that person, but they don't really care. they don't really hate him as much as they hate people like Malcolm X. Because first off, they hate the fact that he's a black man and that he was literally impossible for them to break him down. You know what I'm saying? It was literally impossible for them to break him down. You can't. If you try to mentally break down somebody, that's why they hate Julius Malema. They can't break him down. So they fucking want. Then they'll start framing him as a bad guy. I think it's a little off topic here. I think it is often one is envious of the person who is mentally a bodybuilder, who is mentally a heavyweight champion, you know what I'm saying? Who's mentally hard to break down, and that they are smart and calculated. They do not like those type of people who are smart and calculating and that are willing to work against the establishment. That's who they hate. They're actually going against the establishment. I'm not saying that fake little shit with Alex Jones because he's a part of it. He's a fucking fraud. You know? So that's what they do. And so I hope the truth does come out eventually. See, I think the truth is building up in their face. Time is on the side of those who've been fucked over for so long. And time is waning down on the white elites. Time is waning down for them. And hell will come. Hell is gonna come, baby. It's gonna come for you white elites because you've been the evilest motherfuckers on the face of this goddamn planet. You make China look like saints.